Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am very glad to be here, and I'm very grateful to be here. Last week, I had the opportunity to spend time with Steve Goldblum, who is one of our Empowered Wealth ambassadors. For years, he's been asking me to go fishing with him at his favorite fishing spot in the entire world, and it happens to be in eastern Ontario on the Lake of the Woods. This is a huge lake. 68,000 miles of shore frontage. It goes all the way into Minnesota, Manitoba, and Western Ontario, not Eastern Ontario, Western Ontario. And so here's this huge lake, and just the beauty. I mean, it's almost a spiritual experience to be out in nature that way and to see the abundance of wildlife, the abundance of just life, the vibrancy of it all together. Beautiful eagles flying in the sky, fish in the water, bears and all kinds of critters along the shore banks. And what an amazing experience. And I just couldn't help but be filled with gratitude. And especially on this weekend of Memorial Day. Why do we celebrate Memorial Day? Is it because of the big sales? It seems like all of our great holidays anymore, we talk about the Memorial Day sale, and we talk about the 4th of July sale, the Thanksgiving sale. It's not about that. Memorial Day honors those men and women that have paid the ultimate price for our freedom. We use the word freedom. It contains the word free inside of it. But I think that's to remind us that freedom is not free. Freedom comes with a price. Freedom comes in some cases with the ultimate price. And that's why we have Memorial Day. Memorial Day. And as I was floating in there, I started thinking about and comparing Memorial Day. What has it got to do with the abundance and gratitude that I'm feeling as we're there? And you really think about the tree. You know, for a long time, you've probably heard me say several times where I've compared reservoirs of wealth to rivers of wealth. And the big difference is when you have reservoir, it depends upon water flowing in, but it doesn't really naturally push water out. It depends on, and if it doesn't get enough coming in, it stagnates and it kind of gets stinky. Rivers, on the other hand, they continue to go, and they're vibrant and they're energetic. And think about this Lake of the Woods. You've got rivers flowing into it, you've got rivers flowing through it, and you've got even bigger rivers flowing out. So it's all about what can it give? How can it extend out? How can it thrive? How can it make a difference? And it attracts greater things to it. And we in our lives can do the same thing. We can be like reservoirs and kind of depend on everybody giving us things and not really reaching out of ourselves and start to stink a little bit. Or we can become like these great lakes and rivers that attract the very best, that attract vibrancy and attract life and to make a difference. So I think about Memorial Day, and I have to ask myself, especially when I think about gratitude, are we really grateful for the men and women that have given their lives? I think about the definition of love. Love, to me, is gratitude in action. And gratitude, then, is love received. True gratitude. It's not just saying please and thank you. It's just not acknowledging. It's truly, then, receiving the love that someone has offered us, whether it's Mother Nature, whether it's God, whether it's our friends, loved ones, anyone. It's truly love received. So let's look at Memorial Day. How can we be like the Lake of the Woods? How can we be like the vibrant lakes and rivers of the world? And versus the reservoirs. Ask yourself, what can you do today and this week to be like the river, to show true gratitude to those that are serving us right now, willing to give their lives, to perhaps honor, to take time, even if it's a moment of silence and prayer, to thank God for these people that have given their lives so that we can have freedom. You must do this. You must do this as leaders for others, for your family, for your children. It's really important. This is really, really important. Let's not lose sight of the things that we value most. Have a meaningful week. I look forward to talking to you next week about the eighth principle, the eighth concept, if you will, of the empowered wealth mindset, authenticity. Have a wonderful week. Be rivers of wealth. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.